Hi everyone, it's Owen here from HandmadeHour, and we've got our next instalment of All About You. And with us today, we've got Lucy Gell.
Hello?
Hi Lucy, and we're going to
Hello,
find out all
Owen.
about Lucy and her business. So, how are you doing, Lucy?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Here
Good.
from in the Peak District in Derbyshire.
Excellent. And what's the weather like at the moment?
It's a bit overcast.
Is it? Oh dear.
Yeah,
Has it been nice for at the weekend or what?
we had nice
You had
weather at
nice.
the weekend. Yeah, we went out for a walk and a bike ride with the dogs. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Right, okay, let's get cracking then. So tell us all about you and your business.
Okay, I'm Lucy, and what I do is I draw animals, and a lot of people probably know what I do, but it's all animals that are done in a kind of slightly sort of cartoon, humorous way. Here
Yeah,
is one here.
yeah.
And that is what I've done all my life, right from the beginning. So I did illustration, graphic design at university.
Hmm.
That's what I focused on. But then when I was at university, my focus was to work in animation. So I actually, prior to starting doing this and selling my own work, I actually worked full time as a puppet animator for a very famous company in Manchester called
Okay,
Cosgrove Films.
very good. And you've got lots of your work on the wall behind you as well, yeah?
Yeah. So there's cards here, there's
Yeah,
drawings, drawings that I've done for like getting ready for prints. There's lots of little bits and bobs on the shelf there because
yeah.
I'm like a little magpie. I just I just love things.
Okay.
Things are
Um,
a constant source of inspiration.
so any of these based on any pets that you've had or have?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's one here that I'll just grab. So this image here. Oh, this image here
That's it. Yeah, okay.
is a cat. One
Hmm.
of the very first prints that I did actually of my cat Mojo, and I think that's when it all started. I had this tortoiseshell cat for about 15 years, and she featured in a lot of my work, and that's when it started. But I think this particular cat here was one of the first prints that I did for myself,
Yeah,
and then people actually wanted to buy it, and that's when I first realised that potentially I could produce pieces of my own work and people would want to buy them.
yeah. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So you briefly told us about where you are, but tell us a little bit more. Where are you based and what do you love about it?
Well, originally I'm from South Manchester. Grew up in Manchester. I went to university in Staffordshire, but then came straight back here. And then in 2002, I moved to New Mills, which is on the edge of the Peak District. I think for me, I love the outdoors. And I was at that stage in my life when I wanted to have a family. So I wanted to move out of the city. I moved here, straight away had twins, boy girl twins, and then a few years later had another girl. So yeah, growing up, living here with young children has been perfect.
Good.
you know
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, so my next question is, what made you decide to take the plunge? You've kind of touched on it there, but I'm sure there's more to it. You must have always
I
wanted
think
to do
I
this.
think yeah, I think it's a culmination of the fact that I was working full time in animation. During that time, I was actually working for a greeting card company in Brighton. So I actually designed cards for about 5 years for robot design. I think there was during, when I was animating, there was a need to like produce my own work. So I actually did an evening course in printmaking when I was
Okay.
animating, and just completely fell in love with the process of making a plate if it's etching, and then
Hmm.
taking a print from that plate. I was just completely addicted to the whole process. And then, as I said before, I started to produce images that I was pleased that I liked.
Yeah.
People wanted to buy them, and then I would say around the time that my youngest daughter was about 2 or 3 years old, I started to do shows. I started to do events,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of build up from then, and I'd say I've spent more than 10 years doing events and selling direct. So that's kind of built up a big
Yeah.
following.
Yeah.
And then in more recent years, focused on Facebook, focused on Instagram to try and build up the following. Yeah.
I think it's important, isn't it? Because, you know, the world changes and we've got to kind of keep up with it all, and you need to have a presence, you know, not necessarily on every single platform, because I think it's impossible to do that. But, you know, you kind of need to make sure that you are keeping up with the world. And
and I think it's so easy to do that now, isn't it? You know, and I think we all have to do that. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And I think for me, you know, I spent a lot of years on the road, away from the children, selling at shows, and now I feel that it's actually, especially because of what's happened over the last few months, I think we can really now focus on social media as a platform for selling. I think it's and for me, it's kind of how I want to move forward.
Yeah, good. Yeah, definitely. So tell us why you decided on your business name. Yeah, what is it, and why?
It's me. I haven't got any, you know, strange kind of name. It's just me. Yeah.
Have you always been you? Has the business name always been you?
Yeah, it's always been me, and that's not a married name. That is my name. Yeah.
Okay. So so you like the outdoors. You love going on walks. You're a keen bike rider, and all those sort of bits and pieces. So where do you draw your inspiration from?
Oh, I think my inspiration definitely comes from being a young child. I wasn't very well as a young child. I suffered quite badly with asthma, so I spent a lot of time in hospital. And during that time, I used to, you know, look at books. There were specific kind of illustrators that I was really into, like Quentin Blake. That particular illustrator comes to mind during that time. And then I think the things that I was watching on television, Magic Roundabout, Rhubarb and Custard, I don't know, it just makes me happy. Animation makes me happy. And I think if I wasn't doing this and I wasn't a full-time mum, I'd still be working in animation. And the only reason I'm not working in animation is because I wanted to have a family. So,
very nice. Very good. Right, so tell us about, you said you used to travel around a lot when your children were a lot younger, and so this doesn't necessarily have to be physical events, but what of which business events or events to date are you most proud? So that could be setting up in the first place, it could be actually an award, it could be a physical event that you've been to.
Yeah, I mean, right at the beginning, I won an award in Derbyshire for like best print of it was like the Derbyshire Open. I won a print prize for that, and that was really special. But I think for me, right at the beginning, I really wanted to sell my work at an event in Ulverston in Cumbria called Print Fest, and I've sold there 3 times. But the first time I showed there was in 2010. And for me, that was a really big deal. I felt like, I'd arrived in the world of printmaking. But what I would say is that I'm not just a printmaker. I'm an illustrator as well. So my work isn't all done by hand. A lot of it is digital as well.
Okay, very good. So this event then that you're talking about, did you have to, like, I don't know, jump through hoops? Did you have to go through a few occasions and probably get knocked back? I don't know. And
well, actually, on that occasion, I got in straight away, which was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get ready and frame loads of work. that was really like scary, but I went and did it, and I sold loads of work, and I felt amazing. But then the following year, I applied again, and I didn't get in, and it really knocked my confidence. And I think there's a few printmakers out there that I know that have been through the same thing. But I thought to myself, I can't focus on this. You know, my focus can't be on, you know, showing at shows. That's not what it's all about. There's so many different aspects to being a maker. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket. And also, for somebody that lives in the Peak District, I thought, well, I can't just focus here. I have to go everywhere. So I've done shows everywhere, all over the country, because it's important to get seen everywhere. But like, you know, like what we were saying a minute ago about social media, I mean, now as a result of Instagram, I'm selling in America, New Zealand, Germany,
exactly,
Australia, and Etsy as well. Etsy has really helped that, as well as having a website.
And I think, yeah, we think of the world as being a massive place, which it is, but actually these platforms just bring it so local. You know, you chat to people, you chat to people not realizing that they're at the other side of the world, you know.
I know.
And it's not until after your conversation and they've made an order or placed an order, whatever, and then you realize, wow, you know, my work's going to America, my work's going to Australia, it's going all over the world.
It's such validation, and you know, and I would totally, you know, encourage that, you know, get, you know, if you're a new maker, you know, focus on a strong identity, get yourself on Instagram, you know, make sure that you've got a really decent bio so it describes what you do. Yeah, and have a website. You know, it's really important.
Well, you're touching on my next question, which is, what advice would you give to someone just starting out? So you've started, so carry on, go on.
Yeah, well, because I know that was one of the questions. I think, yeah, you've got to have a strong identity, have a website, you know, sell from your website, have an Etsy shop, have a folksy shop, you know, all those things. You know, a strong identity as a brand. You know, you've got to be a brand, you know, and a recognizable brand. It's really important. Yeah,
definitely. I always think as well, it's always good to have at least two options for selling, because, you know, what happens if a platform goes down? Yeah, not everything is, you know, we can't, you know, Etsy might go down, it might get attacked, I don't know, and then what do you do then? What's your backup? Yeah, how do you go about selling?
It's like the virus, you know, coronavirus. You know, I had loads and loads of shows all up for the year. I had 3 in May. They all got cancelled.
So you have to
and you suddenly think, oh my God, how am I going to make any money? You've just got to have lots of different avenues for selling.
Yeah, definitely. And the more avenues, the better. Yeah, I think it takes a lot of time to get to that stage, but once you've set it up, then it's, you know, as long as you can manage it, it then becomes a little bit straightforward, doesn't it?
I think also, you know, to give you an example, like my daughter Tabitha, she's really talented, and my advice to her is, with her images, is to go down the kind of digital way, where she's working with an online selling platform that actually print and send direct to the customer, so she's not having to have the huge outlay. That would be a bit of advice as well, you know. And for me personally, I want to work more on Procreate on the iPad and do more digital work, because the printmaking, I love it, but there's a lot of time and cost involved in doing that. So,
definitely. So 2020 probably hasn't gone to plan for anybody so far. So tell us about, you know, what have you got in store for your business? So how have you managed to deal with it so far, 2020? And where do you want to be by the end of 2020?
I think at the beginning of the year, my plan was to produce more full colour work, because and that was screen printing. So I'd actually signed up to go to a print studio in West Yorkshire to produce more original screen prints. So that was one thing. But as I said before, is to work more digitally with Procreate on the iPad, which I haven't got yet, which I will be buying soon.
Very good.
That's the plan. So that was the plan.
We look forward to seeing these new designs. We'll have to keep them
to save up enough money. Please buy all my pictures so I can buy an iPad. So
yeah, please do that. Right, that is most of the tricky ones over and done with.
Okay.
So tell us a fun fact about you.
Oh, fun facts about me. I love singing.
Okay. Can you give us a little few?
No.
Really? Okay.
If you go on my Instagram account, you can see me sing.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll try and
myself. There's a short sequence of me singing "Happy Birthday" to myself on the beach.
Okay. So you like singing?
Yeah.
Anything else? Are you a bit of a
thespian? I've got 4 dogs.
Okay.
I've got 4 dogs and I've got 6 cats.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a farm?
No, that's the plan.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
As well as the iPad, I want a small holding.
Oh well. It's not one or the other, is it?
Yeah, so when I've sold all the pictures that I've made on the iPad, I'll buy the small holding. Yeah, and then I'm half Australian,
Wow.
which I'm really proud of.
Very good.
Yeah, my
Wow.
mum is Australian. She's from Sydney.
So do you get to go over there often?
I've been twice before I had the children. Yeah, it's an amazing place.
Wow, yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah,
It's certainly on my bucket list anyway, so
yeah. It's like the wildlife is like on steroids.
yeah. Yeah,
You know, yeah. It's just yeah, it was amazing. It is
I bet.
amazing.
Yeah. My mum's been and she always raves about it and I think, yeah, one day I'll get there.
It is truly magical.
One day. Right, 3 fab accounts on Insta. This is always a tricky one, and we're not saying that you only like 3 accounts on Insta, but
No, I like thousands.
yeah, I bet you do. We love like thousands as well. So 3 accounts that you wanted to tell us about on from Insta.
Okay, so this particular account, I don't know her surname,
Okay.
but she produces images of animals a bit like me, and she focuses a lot on sight hounds, and she's called Ali Rubes.
Okay.
So I think her first name is Ali, but I'm not sure what her second name is.
Okay, cool.
And she's bought my work and I've bought her work, so that's really lovely.
Very nice.
Yeah. And
so what we'll do is we're going to get these tags off you after this chat, and then we're going to make sure that we pop them in the comments below. So we're going to check out 3 of these. So right, sorry.
And then the next one is somebody that I've just come across recently. And again, during lockdown, I've actually been buying people's cards that I've seen on Instagram, and then I've gone to the Etsy shop and I bought them. And she's called Jane Neville. Jane Neville Designs, and they're just lovely.
Yeah.
They're very simple, often 1 or 2 color lino prints that she does onto greeting cards, and I just think they're lovely.
Very nice.
And I think she's quite new to printmaking.
Okay.
She's definitely got a lovely style.
Lovely. We're going to check her out as well.
Yeah, and then the final one is not a printmaker, but she's very creative, and she's called Pat, and she is actually a photographer, and she's just started this new business called Myrtle Preserved Flowers.
Okay.
And she's obviously sourcing the dried flowers, putting them together in these beautiful bouquets in a vase, photographing them. They're just so beautiful. Okay. She's so talented. And she actually went to a 6th form college with my younger sister. So
oh wow. Yeah. Very good. We're going to check out those. As I say, we're going to get some details off you, and feel free to write a little bit about them, why you like them. But then we're going to pop them in the comments and let everybody have opportunities to go and visit these accounts as well. So you'll be pleased to know that's it for me now. I've interrogated you enough. So
it's been a pleasure, and I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being part of our community and taking your time today to tell us all about you.
Yeah, well, I'm always sharing other accounts when you do the shout out things.
Good. Yeah, I would love to be able to share so many more people, but it's impossible.
You're just growing at such a rapid rate, aren't you, Owen?
We appreciate all the support we get. We wouldn't be here. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, because we'd have no one to share. So support. Obviously, we're more than just sharing.
And I think as a maker's point of view, I think we're so grateful for people like you that can support us. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a 2-way street, isn't it?
Absolutely, and not just like with the likes of you, but also with other makers. I think it's so important.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing I should just say is that one of the things that I do to try and grow my Instagram account is giveaways. Yeah. And I've done a joint giveaway, and there's one coming up soon with another couple of printmakers. Okay.
Well, make sure you tag us in when you set that up, and we'll certainly share it for you.
Brilliant. Okay.
Right, Lucy, thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
Thanks so much, Owen.
I hope you have a great day.
And you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.